Hey guys, what is up? Gary Oak here for the part 5 final part of Week of Meta, talking about the best deck in the meta in my opinion, which is Masked Heroes. Now I know a lot of you might be questioning why Masked Heroes, what makes them so special, why would you consider them the best over decks such as Necros, Shaddoll, BA, Klee, Tellarknight, stuff like that. Well, my answer for you is simply there's so many different ways you can play this deck, and almost every single way is equally efficient. You guys saw my build, which was around evil heroes, and I was still able to win pretty consistently. The deck is just it has the highest skill cap in my opinion, and just it allows for the most creativity in the deck building, and that leads to winning. For those of you who didn't know, the Japanese Nationals this year, which in Japan, they're basically 2 or 3 sets ahead of us in Yu-Gi-Oh. Well, they have they have some of the newer cards out right now, like Clown Blade, Chicken Race, things of that nature, and this deck still topped. Not this one specifically, but Masked Heroes in general. They are the strongest archetype pound for pound, and I don't see that changing anytime soon unless something gets hit. But without further ado, let's go into the cards and their effects. First is Shadow Mist, your bread and butter. When Shadow Mist is special summon, you can add one change card from your deck to your hand. Which change, for those of you unfamiliar with Masked Heroes, changes how you make their fusions now. Instead of having a polymerization 2 cards, you just use mass change on a single card. And it has the secondary effect of when it's sent to grave, you can add an elemental hero from your deck to your hand, except Shadow Mist. 3, Bubble Man, because it comes in clutch if you have no cards. But the other thing is Bubble Man can be used to make Elemental Hero Acid, which Acid has the effect when it hits the field, destroy all spells and traps. You're running Heavy Storm. You main deck a Heavy Storm, and with and you need Bubble Man to make Absolute Zero. So you're main decking an additional Raigeki as well. Part of the reason why I think this deck is so strong. Next up is Goblinberg. Normal summon, you can special summon a level 4 or lower. This comes in handy in 2 different ways. First is a special summon for Shadow Mist, but if you don't have a Shadow Mist in hand, it's handy because you can get something else out and make a rank 4. Opens up a lot of plays. Summoner Monk. Summoner Monk's amazing because you run a ton of spells, and it allows you to get out the Shadow Mist. Which you always want to have Shadow Mist hit field. Next up is 1 Elemental Hero Wildheart. Can't be affected by traps. Neosalius, the effect doesn't matter. You'll never use Neosalius' effect. You will use his attack though. That 1900 booty is too strong. Destiny Hero Doomlord. Now the reason he ran this isn't my deck by the way. It's a friend of mine, Michael. Shoutouts to Michael for it. He put it in kind of as a joke because he lost to Chainburn, and he didn't realize he didn't have an out to Marshmelon. But then he kept it around because he realized it's a really good out to Genlock, and even if they don't, now that Genlock's illegal, it's still a good way to deal with certain decks. And since it's a dark mass change and its name has hero in it, mass change will still work with it. 3 mass changes, which, like I said, are like the fusions. 3 Rotas. 2 Mass Charge. Mass Charge basically lets you bring in E-Hero and Mass Change from deck to grave. 2 MST, 1 Mass Change a second, and 1 Miracle Fusion. And Raigeki and Hero Lives. Hero Lives is for clutch plays whenever you don't really have anything to play. Now going back a second, I asked him why he didn't run Elemental Hero Blazeman, which is another one of the new heroes. He actually said it's kind of cloggy, because you could run it as an engine, run it in a poly, but then you're taking up space with stuff, where he prefers to just run 2 Call of the Haunteds, to just keep getting these back. Next up, 3 Mind Crush. Mind Crush, super strong. 2 Call of the Haunteds. Call of the Haunted's amazing because you can get your Shadow Mist back out, get another mass change, and just repeat the search. 2 Mirror Force, 1 Crush card. Once again, you have Shadow Mist and Doomlord, as well as Summoner Monk. Eradicator Epidemic comes in play with Anki. Once again, just more back row hate. Solemn Warning, Ring of Destruction, Vanity's Compulse. Now for the extra, you have basically a multitude of the masked heroes. I already talked about Acid. Diane, you can make that from Wildheart. You won't make Diane a lot, but Diane, if it destroys a monster by battle, you special summon a level 4 or lower from deck. So it's a good way to just plus. Anki can attack directly for half damage, or if it sends a monster from battle to grave, you can add a quick play, change card from deck to hand. Acid, which I already talked about, Acid just popping back row, and it has a secondary effect. If monsters are on the field your opponent has, they lose 300 attack. 2 Dark Law. Dark Law is what makes this deck so good. Makes all cards banish, your opponent's cards banish instead of go to grave, which is really, really strong. But you can also banish 1 random card from your opponent's hand if they, do anything from Pod Duality to Upstart to a Scout Search to a Fire Formation Tenki, anything. They add a card to their hand, except by their draw for draw phase, they lose a card from hand and it's banished. It's very powerful. Next up is Masked Hero Koga. The only reason he ran the Koga is if he has a Neos Alias and a mass change. It's kind of very situational. Koga is actually really strong too if you have another Masked Hero or even just some random thing you don't really think you'll get back out in grave, just because you can use it to weaken certain boss monsters, like Shaddoll Construct. Ab-Zero has the effect when it leaves the field. So not even if it's destroyed. So like if Honor Arc happened, Honor Arc's still going to work. Well, Honor Arc happened and takes the Ab-Zero's effect still goes off. It's pretty damn good. Blade Armor Ninja, for just solid damage. You basically detach one and it can attack twice. So the reason that's good is that's 44 damage, because this deck has the potential to OTK. Excalibur, which is 4,000 damage, but the other reason Excalibur is really powerful is for the fact that it's an out to towers. 2 101 Honor Arc. 101 Honor Arc, probably the strongest rank 4 in the game right now. You detach 2 to target 1 special summon attack position monster your opponent has, equip it to Honor Arc, and Honor Arc can detach a card to prevent destruction. 1 Exciton, where if your opponent has more cards than you do, you detach from Exciton, and you destroy cards on their side of the field, and you destroy all other cards on the field. Good for just board wipes. I've played against him a lot though, and I've only seen him make it a handful of times, just because you can play out most board wipes. Daigusto Emerald, just a good way to cycle your Shadow Mist, your mass changes, and your extra deck cards back into your deck. Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, once again, weaker monsters is never really a bad thing. And finally Castel. All in all, like I said, very powerful deck, a lot of options. It's not powerful in just raw card effects, it's powerful in the fact that you can play the deck so many different ways that it allows a lot of creativity and it allows a lot of mix and match plays. Remember to rate the video, like the video, subscribe if you enjoyed this, and see more videos like this one. I'll see you guys.